Oh, this is that Ntuduzi Manana. These guys are deflecting. He's the one who is said to be after nining. I think he got exposed by a lady saying that he's a homosexual. And then, he was called that in public. And I think at a club, during that COVID-19 time, he would then slap somebody up. Let's join another space one last time before I head back to the YouTubes there. What's this about? Can Mkhwanazi's bravery inspire change movement?
Evidence to the state intelligence that there is corruption here, but because the politicians are the ones who are facilitating and benefiting from this, they're going to do those cover-ups that you are having. So, I'm telling you, there isn't a day I don't think about that lady, about the risks that she took to expose these corruptions that are happening within the procurement services of the health and health. Why do you think they put Nomantu? Nomantu is not a qualified social worker, therapist, doctor, nurse. Is nothing. Why do you think they put another person who's like Petani there, who's going to facilitate unethical decisions? Because I'm a comrade, they want to eat. We had once Dr. Masuku, they are highly qualified MEC there to say he knows the health protocols that are there. And when he started to say, now I'm going to recognize our community health workers who in South Africa for more than 25 years, they don't fall under the nursing council as it happens in the UK. Community health workers are falling under the NMC. They don't fall under any other health professional body that is there. When Dr. Masuku was fixing that, he was made a scapegoat to know when he now is a COVID-19 relief fund, sanitation that were happening there, and which was proven he was not. There were professors that were there. There were many HODs that were implicated, including the chief financial officer of eHealth and Health that was implicated. But the person who was doing the right things there, Bamenza is scapegoat, Bamkeeper, because he's the one who's like about Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, Nabo Pavita, the correct. They are the ones who are going to follow procedure. What did the comrades do? His own ANC comrades, Bamkeeper. That's why we are in a combat mode right now. And it's not, isn't it apartheid, it's us, Ngunizi Musidi, it's us. There's no white man's hand in this distraction, self-destruction, and mafia state that is happening in the government of South Africa. It's us, it's in Amangoni. We are the ones in positions, we are the ones in parliament, we are the ones in legislature, and we are the ones in all the decision-making bodies. All the things that the colonizers taught us with their theories, their curriculums, we are not implementing. Why? Because we are evil. We want to think of our own stomachs, our children's stomachs, and our cronies' stomachs before any other citizen that we pledge that we will put them first to protect their safety, to protect their health, protect their survival as South Africans. That's why Lieutenant Mkhwanazi says we're in a combat mode. With cronies in parliament, with cronies in government, with cronies in legislature that are compromising the lives of South Africans. I'll learn there.
Sure. Who's next?
Hey man, these are painful developments. Is Masuku still at least serving in the health portfolio somewhat in the province? Guys, why is this guy being given so much time? Paul O'Sullivan. Now Paul has written an opinion piece in the Times, so I'm trying to multitask, titled Mkhwanazi may have ended his life in police. Who authorized him to dress up in combat uniform with a dozen men on either side of him to demonstrate he's a tough guy and he's going to take on the government. That man needs to be held accountable by the people of his country. So Paulie, who has given Paulie the power to reign supreme even beyond the state organs, it's our law enforcement. Paulie the platform, he cannot be the be-it-all when it comes.
Okay. Let's read that article, yeah? By Paul O'Sullivan. Thanks to, did he write the piece or is this the person who wrote it? I don't know. Listen, Mkhwanazi may have ended his life in police. O'Sullivan bristles. Maybe the lady's wrong. He didn't write it. Let's see. Forensic investigator Paul O'Sullivan warns KwaZulu-Natal Police Chief Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi's allegations could end his life in the police, urging Police Minister Senzo Mchunu to suspend him and National Commissioner Fani Masemula. I think they've ended, or they're still here. In an explosive Sunday press briefing, Mkhwanazi alleged political interference in police cases which involved Mchunu and Deputy National Commissioner Lieutenant General Shadrack Sibiya. Mchunu said he will apply his mind to the allegations, while Sibiya dismissed the claims. Speaking on Newsroom Africa, O'Sullivan also dismissed the allegations, arguing Mkhwanazi's public disclosure of investigations was unlawful, undermining the criminal... What? Oh, and there's a 3-minute clip of O'Sullivan there, maybe. We'll come to it. Speaking on Newsroom Africa, O'Sullivan also dismissed the allegations, arguing Mkhwanazi's public disclosure of investigations was unlawful, undermining the criminal justice system, judiciary, and national prosecuting authority. He has written to Mchunu and President Cyril Ramaphosa demanding an inquiry. And there's the clip. We'll have a listen to it. No? He criticized Mkhwanazi's task force uniform, who authorized him to dress up in combat uniform with a dozen men on either side of him to demonstrate he's a tough guy and he's going to take on the government. That man needs to be held accountable by the people of this country. It's almost like he's challenging the government. Is he challenging the police? Who is he challenging? He's surrounded by people with R5 rifles, weapons, wearing masks. It looks dangerously suspicious, and it looks like he's threatening a coup. He lies to the media, and we need to get to the bottom of it. He's triggered something which may be the end of his life in the police. O'Sullivan also questioned Masemula's role. Mkhwanazi wasn't authorized to do what he did. If Masemula authorized what he did, the two of them can go down together, because I'm calling for a judicial commission of inquiry. I've written to the minister to arrange for Masemula and Mkhwanazi to be suspended until we can get to the bottom of what their conduct is involved in, and where it is leading. Yeah? There he is. Now let's listen to that.
Rocking the country's police service, forensic investigator Paul O'Sullivan has unleashed a scathing attack on KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, accusing him of spreading false allegations that could spell the end of his career.
And in that press conference, he dishes the Minister of Police, and he makes a lot of allegations in that press conference, and some of them, the ones that I have been able to go through and ascertain, I'm satisfied that they're false allegations, which means Mkhwanazi is on a mission of his own. Well, then the question is he on a mission of his own?
All right.
Or is Masemola part of that mission? Because Masemola is the Commissioner of Police. So the question is, did Mkhwanazi get permission from Masemola to hold a media conference where he slated the Minister of Police and other senior personnel in the police? Or did he act on his own? And I think the investigation needs to discover who was behind his press conference today. And it also needs to discover why he was dressed in combat uniform. It's almost like he's challenging who? The government? He's challenging the police? Who is he challenging? And he's setting out all these people around him. If you have a look at the pictures, it's very, very clear. He's surrounded by people with R5 weapons. Who authorized him to dress up in combat uniform with a dozen men on either side of him in combat gear with masks on to demonstrate that he's a tough guy and he's going to take on the government and dish the government, the judiciary, and the National Prosecuting Authority? That man needs to be held accountable by the people of this country. So what, was he afraid of the media? What did he think would happen to him at that conference? How much did it cost the taxpayer for him to be standing there? And by the way, he had pretty much the whole...
Yeah, what is Paul O'Sullivan's issue though? Is he a bureaucrat? He just wants processes followed even when times are difficult, times are different, matters are pressing, there's murder, bloodshed on the street. What is his issue and how is he coming into this?
Of the KZN Provincial Police Service there with him. So they were all there on a Sunday. He calls this impromptu press conference and he lies to the media, and we need to get to the bottom of it. But I can tell you he's triggered something which may just be the end of his life in the peace service. If Masemola authorized him to do what he did, the two of them can go down together, because I'm calling for a judicial commission of inquiry. I have today written to the minister, and I've asked the minister, without overreaching his executive powers, to arrange for Masemola and Mkhwanazi to be suspended until we can get to the bottom of what their conduct is actually involved in and where it's leading.
He was speaking on Newsroom Africa, DSTV Channel 405. Reporting for Times Live, I am Nhlanhla.
There you have it. You heard?
In Cape is called Mos Bay. He took prime land that no investor wanted to touch. It's on the top of the ocean, right at the top of the ocean. It was preserved for the people that have money. During apartheid, he went there, he took that land, he told the people from Nhlanhla to build their shacks. Speak today. They have the land on top of the ocean, in the prime land. They've been offered in 2005, when I left Mos Bay, they were offered in 50,000 rand per shack to leave that land. And they all said, we are going nowhere. If it was 3,000 rand that was offered to them in 2005, you need to tell me how much they will be offered. They're still staying there. I'm telling you about the man called Christian when we were sold in these talks. I don't want to bore the hell out of you. So they come out. As they come out in 1994 after he was killed, the only way we could avoid the war, everybody agreed that there has to be a date for the elections. The international community, the negotiators, with all the threats and everything, it was agreed that now that Chris Hani has been killed in Boksburg, in Don Park, there is only one thing that can hold the people of this country not to go into a full-blown war. APLA and PAC found the Boers there in Boputa.
Okay. They're talking about land dispossession over there. Or maybe somebody just segued. So this is Gulam. I think this is a pretty popular account that is said to... What? Is this a defender of the ANC? I think it's a popular account that fights certain personal issues among people. That's what I've heard. So let's read here what Gulam is saying. Attention, Commissioner Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. Yes, you are doing a good job fighting crime. But why is the docket sitting on your table? But why is this docket sitting on your table and rotting? Every proof you have, photos, etc. Is it because it's the notorious Xaba brothers that this man is not in jail? In 2021, a member of the notorious Xaba family, who are nephews of MK Party ally Jacob Zuma, Stembiso Xaba, was arrested withdrawing money using illegally issued SASSA cards at an ATM in Durban CBD. He had 70 cards with him. He had more at his house. He was caught red-handed by the Durban Central District Test Team. He had his new Mercedes parked nearby while withdrawing the money. He had 1 or 2 court appearances, then the case went dead, even though they have all the proof. The case is sitting on the table of General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi mysteriously, with nothing being done, and they all have the proof. General Mkhwanazi, I respect you, but why is this man not in jail? He was doing it for 2 years. Let's play the little video. Does it have audio? Music. Yeah, and withdrawing SASSA money. And for real, like he's not in jail. Because I heard somebody on the defense yesterday, during the interviews, there was somebody who was also accusing Mkhwanazi, saying, yo, let him, the one who looks like Tso Villagas, there's a man involved in all of this. I don't know who he is. Sibia already have seen him. Not Sibia, the other one who's also being spoken about here. The one who says that he's a detective. Oh, I intend to read. No, that's comment, Mos. Wait, Twitter. What do people have to say? I have nothing against Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. He's doing Excellent work, no doubt. It's why is this guy not in jail and the files in the SAPS KZN? Just asking. That's Gulem still, no? The other Gaba brothers case, one who shot and killed a lady instead of his target. The cases are sitting at SAPS KZN. Why are the Gaba brothers not being held accountable? And let's not go into the string of corruption allegations against them. No discredit to General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, but why no actions against the Gaba brothers? Tag the NPA prosecutes Twitter page and leave General to do his work when as Satan. We know you and your hired ilk will come guns blazing with all manner of baseless accusations just to distract the nation. Not this time, Satan. We are now familiar with your game. Your time is up. If he was imprisoned and appeared before court 2 times, then it's no longer a police matter. It's now a Department of Justice matter. So, okay, the man has been arrested. Responses are saying, You just listened to Mkhwanazi telling the nation that these criminals are connected to high-ranking court officials, SAPS officials, and even politicians. And you're asking such questions? Jewish ISIS plan detected. He's probably for mass migration and free Palestine. While the latter is 100%, the other stuff is too obvious. Jewish plant? When you fight the ANC, Gulam will be available to save them. You have the most difficult job, my brother. You really gave away your dignity for a paycheck. Also, this is a summer sambit of the ANC, I do remember. Yo, noble nitpicker. Interesting choice of words. End of his life. That sounds threatening, or he seems like he's trying to scare him as well. He's a tough guy. Let's make him sleep with one eye open. The end of his life. Yeah. No, there's something going on. When a hyena wants to eat its own children, it accuses them of smelling like goats. We will not be distracted. There can never be peace between a criminal and a police officer. If they have been to court already with evidence, it means that his job was done and the court system failed, which is exactly what he said yesterday. He can't arrest them again for that same crime if the courts let them go. The docket is with NPA. Go and ask Advocate Baloyi. LOL, you guys are too obvious, man. I guess this person detects that this is a defense. These are the rats scurrying around trying to get a defense for themselves. They are activating their Twitterians to do it. They are connected to the officials, he said. Hey, that's the Jerumufuke Maketa. Sometimes Gulem, you must stand for something. We know you are a hired gun, but then can at least once allow your conscience to get the better of you. Yo, these are comments necessary for Summer Sambit, bro. I'm copying some of these. For once, stand for something. Ronaldo, for once, stand for Israel. Stand for Israel. Tell us why Israel must be supported. Summer Sambit, what about Israel do you like? The fact that they get gay influencers to go to Israel and show that that place is friendly so that the world can hate the Muslims who don't like homosexuals. So there's now, the Israelis have joined the Pride Parade. Unamanga Gula, you are doing the whataboutism to soil Mkhwanazi's name. We see you. The only thing that must happen now is the prima facie evidence against Senzo must be tested. If it is credible, let him be fired. Running around with whataboutism is silly. Kindergarten. Yo. He proved to the country yesterday that he has been prevented from doing his job. He chose to address the matter live because the platforms where he previously raised the issue failed to respond. The witch hunt has started. Yeah, so Bo Gulem and the Polo Sullivan are out here trying to get Mkhwanazi, right? That is sketchy, isn't it? Has Polo Sullivan ever come out like this, wanting an inquiry because of the drug dealing that is in South Africa? About what we do about it, about the futures that are being lost thanks to people who are selling drugs to the youth, men who should at this point be running the affairs of their families, raising their children, loving their spouse. protecting the community, those guys are smoking. Bruh, like having a serious generation of dudes smoke and become addicts is as hectic as a society and its men becoming gay. You know? The population, the birth rate decreases because of such things. And there are people who want to see the birth rate of black people decrease, the manhood, the capacity. They want to see it go down. So Paul O'Sullivan is not having any issue with all of that. He just wants Mkhwanazi to be questioned. I suga wena. Were you not listening to the press conference yesterday? He's not a prosecutor. Is this like a gotcha moment for you? Discrediting has started. This post is so dumb. So he appeared in court with all the proof against him. Does Mkhwanazi prosecute or does he provide the proof? Ask the NPA and Shamila what the holdup is. Asinasikhathi kaSullivan Mqombothi. No. It seems like South Africa is going to fight for Mkhwanazi to be protected. So Sullivan must go down for his words. Can he be held accountable, or is he just a white guy who can just float between his private enterprise? But he's a forensic investigator. So is he a private PI? Is that who Paul O'Sullivan is? Let me find out who that man is. So, who is Paul O'Sullivan? South Africa. Thank you. I perplexed smart. Paul O'Sullivan is a prominent forensic investigator, anti-corruption campaigner, and entrepreneur based in South Africa. So he's an entrepreneur. How will we hold him accountable for being a private individual opposing Mkhwanazi if Mkhwanazi is proven to be right, if heads roll? This guy is not in government. He just lends his voice, calls his people at the newspaper, gets some attention, then withdraws. Let's keep listening. Let's keep reading. He's widely recognized for his relentless efforts to expose and combat corruption within the country, particularly within the South African Police Service and among high-profile political and criminal figures. Originally from Ireland, O'Sullivan became well known for his role investigating and bringing down former National Police Commissioner Jackie Selebi, as well as targeting notorious Czech fugitive Radovan Krejcir. His work had led to significant arrest and convictions, and he has often been at personal risk, including surviving assassination plots linked to his investigations. So that's why he chose the words "end of his life," because he lives in this situation. He knows the targeting that can come to him, and maybe he's inviting it. O'Sullivan's activism extends beyond investigations. He's outspoken in the media and has called for judicial inquiries into police conduct, most recently regarding controversies involving senior police officials in KwaZulu-Natal. Okay, so when was that? That's citation number 4. O'Sullivan calls for inquiry into Mkhwanazi's conduct, YouTube. So there's a video up regarding that. So we had an article. We'll just quickly jump into citation number 4 here. He has also faced legal challenges himself, including being the first person charged under a specific section of the South African Citizen Act for using his Irish passport to enter and leave the country, a charge that was later dropped. His life and work have been chronicled in the book To Catch a Cop, The Paul O'Sullivan Story, which details his pivotal role in exposing corruption at the highest levels of South African law enforcement. O'Sullivan continues to be vocal and influential figure in the fight against corruption in South Africa. Okay, so maybe he's trying to sell his book. Yeah, maybe he's trying to be relevant because he's got a book titled To Catch a Cop. Let's jump into citation number 4 there and watch what happened there.